And I said, well, my mind was all bogged because I had half an hour ago 4 people coming from England and bringing me salutation of a certain man named Cyril that he used to be in Asmara in 1940s. Then we met here and now he's 80 something, so they knew they would come here, so they said go and see if he was still in Salisbury and all. So I'm
Good, eh?
I'm at your service, tell me what you desire us to do. Mr. Ferreira there, please. Not Mr. Ferreira there? I would like to tell you that photographs are ready. If you like to come with how many pounds? Yes, it will be $10.50. Yes, the shop is open. You don't have to find it. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. Onde te devo fare? Put a few lights in the studio. Street open. Matteo, please. Carpet. Passport, eh? Thank you. Passport.
Yes, the one passport is good. More about go to yeah, one second. Is passport. Okay.
About 4:30. One more? That is all the dark. Like in the old fashioned. Not much light, everything is there.
Well, there is the ILO darkroom.
Yes.
Been here for how long?
In this particular one, about 25 years, but around here about 37 years.
37 years, it's a long time.
And this one came with me in 1957. I've been good ever since. And that is the family. That is alright. That's my mother, say all the things. So this is like to be home all the time.
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by my family, everything's like to be at home. Everything speaks of something which is very nice. Very nice indeed. Yes. Yes, all my life standing like a donkey in the dark room, but and talking to myself. Very often they come, they knock at the door and say, "Who is in the dark room with you?" I says, "Nobody." But we hear talking with two different voices. So I put questions and I answer. So I fill up my I fill up my life with botte risposta. That is great fun. You know, what can you do? You sit there, you got to wait 3, 4, 5 minutes until something comes out and develop. In the meantime, I talk and make discussions and make speeches, etc., etc. Life goes on. That is one of the beautiful things to be a photographer. You see, you can ask questions to customers, to people, that you cannot stop in the street and say, fine question, are you happy, or why don't you shave, etc., etc. But when they are in front of the camera, you can ask all the more unusual, funny questions, because the questions are not common and they don't expect, they answer immediately. That is my pleasure. Particularly with the Africans, they never expect me to ask personal question and they answer at all, so that is a pleasure. That's it, more or less. And yeah, uncommon, unexpected friends. And as I say, when you cannot stop people in the street and ask anything, what do you do, what you don't. But when you deal with the customer in front of the camera, they are so tense, so expecting, that it is like a vacuum and the voice comes from above and they sometimes don't even realize what they've been asking. They answer. That is my pleasure. And you make friends, plenty of them.
Are you on there?
Yes, oh yes, I go this way. And as you see, this is, and everything is computerized. The red light, this, the development, everything is computerized. Even this thing is a computerized. Somebody gave me about 40 years ago. And it is still there. You know, in the old days, we used to do everything by ourselves in the dark. Everything was from nothing, from scratch, but useful, workable, and easy to repair and easy to do. So that's it. It was nice. When you learn a trade or a profession at the knees of some father or grandfather in the old days, they teach you the basic. It is like when you build a house. First of all, they teach you what the house is made of, how, and then the foundation. So one brick after the other, and up to the roof. So in photography now, I learn all of these little things, retouching, touching. When you print, if it is dark or light, you have to change. Nowadays, it is you push a button, talk, 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 and that's it. And there is pleasure in doing, because you are not just an operaio, you are doing something, you're making something good, something better of what it is. That's it. So it will be very sad the day that I'm not going to have a darkroom to spend some time inside and talk.
Talk to yourself.
Talk to myself, yes. But also, you know, when you have so many things, vieni ti asciugare, vieni qua, He is also learning my way, you know.
Yeah.
He's asking the same as I do, speak to the clients, the same as I do, talk to them.
Yeah.
He speaks in Italian, they are so much surprised when they stand in front of the car.
Who's this?
That's my brother.
Your brother.
The one that you saw in the studio with the long beard, it was black, now it is white.
That is white.
He only came 2 days ago.
Blanco.
He's going to stay here a couple of days and then he goes. He comes from Genova.
Genova, is it?
Yes.
He speaks English?
No, really.
Just a little bit. Few words.
Yes. Good morning, good afternoon.
Good morning. Well, thank you. Goodbye.
Se venivo l'altro giorno che dicono prima che butti i soldi in bottega tutto quanto, che avrei voglia di fare un film per ricordo, perché è un studio, è un laboratorio completamente unico. Quando che poi andando lì hanno grandi altri. Adesso è questo che viene nell'ufficio, che è così. Come si chiama? Anyhow, and we help to make all the stage with the 30 furniture, pictures, etc. And I found also one photograph taken in 1930 where I was in school. So we made the stage to look exactly like something in the 30s. That's him.
That's him.
That's him.
Yeah.
That's him.
That's him. Hey.
And this is my wife.
Yeah.
And they got ready. And this is my town in the turn of the century. Now everything is going.
What is the name of the town?
San Daniele del Friuli is an historical place between the Alps and the sea. And he does the retouching, he does all the things, it's ready.
Memoirs.
Now this is life memories. That is my family album. Instead where the album was closed, I put everything in all the time. That has also been about 30 years, and you have, this is for example, is all our 10 brothers and sisters. My mother had about 12, 13 children, and this is the first time we were. And 10 years later we met again, and there we are, 10 years later. Then we tried again 12 more, but we couldn't. So each little photograph is a story. The first picture when I did not have a beard in Saudi Arabia. That was about 40 years ago, 50 years ago. And all sorts of things, my children, my daughter. And that is in the language of my town that we talk. That is my little town. Of the family, my daughter, sister. That is one sketch then of the town done by my wife. As you can see, in the back we have the Alps going to Austria, and in this side here we go to Venice and Trieste. So we have the two things in one. The town became famous because it is on top of a little hill, and through the centuries it was always avamposto, because all the troops invading Italy from the north, they used to come down those mountains and come to see here. So the thing is there. So every little thing is a piece of memory, piece of life. And this one is so sweet. That was my Danielle, the first one. Today she must have been 7 or 8 or so. And that is a view of my town. As you can see, there is a lake, a chapel, the mountains of Austria, and on the other side we have the sea. The town is very famous for the ham, the ham. Well, all in all, this is a compendium of about 40 years of life as a photographer in this part of the world, which is including the whole life of one man photography around the world. And I'm very pleased and I'm very grateful to you, absolutely, for having thought of this and never done, because if you would have done, the thing would have not happened, and all the children, the family, would have lost the piece of history of one man.
ILO, the pirate, has gone through his life taking photographs for 60 years. The sign of a good man. You can't keep him down. The truth floats to the top of the class. And so, thanks to Mr. Bonfatti for his support and encouragement to ILO. And also, I would personally like to congratulate and salute ILO for his work and for his effort in making this exhibition on behalf of the gallery. And to say, yes, ILO, how often you knocked your head and said, "Poco ILO," in frustration. But tonight we salute you, congratulate you, and perhaps dare call you Maestro, and perhaps for those of us who know you well enough to call you Papa ILO. ILO, thank you.
What you are all here, I never expected neither I nor all of you to be here. And I'll tell you quick how it comes. Sometimes last year, during the year, I've been called out of the darkroom into the studio because there were two gentlemen that I wanted to see. So I came out into the studio, and there were two gentlemen. One was very young, quite handsome. The other one had a beard. And so they say, we want to see your picture, and they start admiring and talk about this. Particularly what impressed me was that the young man, the one handsome, he looked at a couple of photographs and he says, "Questa è una bella angolazione." To me, angolazione, he cut the corners. Instead, he means composition. So he says, the composition of your photograph are so unusual. So I didn't want to say to him, I know it. I said, grazie. And then they left. After a few days, the man came back. And he started telling me nice things. I said, yes, I had some passport to be printed. Then he said, why don't you make an exhibition? I said, amico mio, I've done 16 years ago 500 photographs, out of which 400 were in the National Gallery. I worked at it a year for the glory. When you go to the butcher and you say, I have glory, he says, no, it's 2 and 6. So I said, no way, I'm not going making any more exhibition. And he came back, and he came back, and he came back, very nice, very polite, very educated, very Italian. So one day, just to get rid of him, I said, yes, you shall do it. And then the old ball started rolling. One day after the other, one day after the other, he came, it was very interesting. And he spoke truthfully. I understand it was not all those. So eventually, with the help, the assistant, and all the thing that he has done to help me to do, tonight you are here to see my exhibition. Bonfanti, where are you? Thank you very much. Bonfatti, okay, Bonfanti. It wasn't for him, but we were not being here, all three of us. She explained to me, so I said, I promise I come to see you. Boom. So she gave me the address and she says, when you come there, don't phone me directly. Phone to my friend here and she will pass the message and then I arrange it. So eventually, they departed, I departed, then after a few days, those two eyes kept coming back, going. Istanbul, we stopped in so many other cities, very interesting. When we got to Aleppo, we phoned to the friend. The friend phoned back, she said, okay, tomorrow you come to the house, but then you are not, you are, I introduce you as a frate, as a monk from the Holy Land. Everything was prepared. I came to the door, the old girl with the eyes was in the west, and the old mama came and she kissed my hand. I have a ring. Yeah? So I said, if you are a monk, you must have a ring, no? So eventually we went up where everything was prepared. Funny enough, there were no men. No man. The children have been introduced to everybody. This is father who comes from the Holy Land, mother comes from the door. There is a very famous castle on top, the Monastero Antico. Ha detto, why don't you take Father ILO to the monastery?
But you say Benedetta.
You say Benedetta. A taxi, those taxi antichi, the big ones, the English ones, that they have a paratia, you know. So there she was. And the little boy has a chaperone in front. And the other friend as well. So all three were in front, in the back near her, so we went do.
In the taxi?
In the taxi.
That is smart.
Once we were there, thank goodness for that, after a while, the friend, the chaperone, and the driver disappeared. So I told to the young lady, and then she brought me in to see the monastery. So, while I was in the monastery, between one thing and the other, I promised her to marry. I mean, scusa, it's the minimum you can do. I'm going to marry you.
You touch the eyes. You touch the eyes.
So eventually, after that promise, I felt very Then so to be short, time I went, I traveled again, I went to Persia, I went to Turkey, I went to Greece, I went to other places, and eventually after a month I arrived in Italy. Then from Genova, I gave her the address of Genova. Far enough, then I went to my place of the prosciutto, and then I forgot her, no? When you travel around nothing, you come to qui un signore che ha detto che devi sposare sua sorella, tu sei scemo. Tranquillo. So eventually, vieni subito a Genova, boom. So I said, the the phone and went to the shop. And they said, the man going to see the hotel, one of the main hotel in Genova, in Piazza dei Ferrari. Come si chiama? Colombo. Io vivo là, piccolino, telephone, after a while come down a man, elefantino, con la giacca bianca, with a cross. Says, you are ILO, dico sì, I'm ILO. Dice, I'm so and so. Dice, you promised to marry my sister, Pulco ILO. I look at him, said, yes, I promised to marry your sister. So I explained that I was going, then I said, you know, I'm very poor. He says, you are not poor. You have a shop in Via Gramsci, number so and so. I said, porca miseria, how in the hell he knows it? So then I said, then he says, you're going to go a trip around the world. Yes, in matter of fact, I am. But then when I come back, I will promise, I will phone her, and I'm going to marry her. But tell her I want to have bambini, and I want her to stay in the shopping cook. Good. That's the best place. So then we shook hands, he went, and I went. Later on, you know, sometimes, even if you find black eyes or not black eyes, you have to be very careful. He knew everything about my past because his family, well, they had a shipping company in Genoa. And they knew everything about me before. So when I came back, I never wrote, she never answered, and thank goodness I'm here. Jesus, he didn't have any place to go. So they put him into the pasta barilla. So even in the terremoto, the poor Jesus, naked, they found him a place to rest in the box of chocolate. Now that is Roma, 1948. That is the heart of Italy. And the moment we say that is everything conveys and grows in Rome. But I didn't want just to click, click, click. And that evening I was walking because I always walk with my camera. My camera has a reflex so you can see things through the glass. That is why you can take a picture of black eyes without you talk. Particularly when you speak to people who does not understand the language, they start looking. Anyhow, I was going almost every evening because a certain hour of the day, all the beautiful people is strolling. And for a man who has spent already 8 years in the desert with no much strolling. So I used to go in the coffee there.
You were angry.
And my eyes were going tock, 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 very often here, not there. Anyhow, I succeeded to get something emblematic of those days. L'Italia imperiale, con la bicicletta. Where do you find Roma con il foro imperiale, gli imperatori e la bicicletta? You don't find it, but I saw it. So that is why that picture is also is a page of history of Italy. Now this is very easy. This is my town. All the peasant women with the little stafettes made at home, felt.
Kind of Chinese.
Yes, because, come si dice?
Italian.
No, come si chiama quello che è andato in Cina? Marco Polo, che è del anno in Viwers.
Quindi Marco Polo, come? Che era, Marco Polo ha portato due cose dall'India. Ah, ecco, bravo. Gli spaghetti, la pasta.
No, dalla Cina, non dall'India, dalla Cina.
Dalla Cina,
Dalla Cina.
It's also, it is very common for photograph. This woman and the family.
Sorry, there's a wine.
Come in, wine.
No, when I talk, things come back, and there are such things that you cannot talk about. She lost everything. But still, you can see the feeling.
The courage and the pride. And the pride. Is your mom ILO? Is your mother?
No. All the mothers are mothers. Doesn't matter whose mother is a mother.
Well said.
When you feel, when you think of a mother, it is always your mother. Doesn't matter the color, the creed, the feeling. That is how I feel. Anyhow, that is to me highly dramatic. And within days and days, they started to rebuild the town, and everybody helped. Now I don't want to talk anymore about it's better to talk about black lives. This also in early days, this looks like a picture of the 20s, when Italy, the end of the dying 1800, when life was easy, cafe concerto, the songs, the stockings, and all these things. And I thought that it was understanding this, all the piazza full of people, and the little woman singing. And that also reflects un'epoca dell'Italia di quei tempi, che poi si passa, l'Italia was just out of the war, and the war we had, particularly in Rome, a lot of suffering. And this ladies, there was no water, no gas, etc. And so they leave home and they go with a little bottle to get some water to take home. That is also a page of history. And also what I was amazed, you know, when Italy lost the war, the fault always goes to the top. And the king left Italy, ran away from Italy. So here it is written, morte re, death to the king. That is, il popolo ha espresso il suo pensiero. He did die, and this was getting very fun because he, you know, in the streets selling bread, selling water. The touches of this photograph. She was talking to this girl, but I did not want to be shown because as soon as they see the camera, they stare. So I stood there with my Rolleiflex down there, and then she was laughing. While she was going away, I wanted to have the couple, and I should see to get the resting position, the laughing, and them going away. So, history of Roma, 1948. Also now, these are with the taken from the roofs. Whenever I went into a new town or city, etc., everybody walks from one place to the other, but I always try to get the tallest building and try to go on top to see the city from the top instead, because people don't go on top of the buildings. So then you get something unusual, because if there is a monument, everybody with the camera, tourista, travel check, click, 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 doesn't mean a thing. So I went on top, and we have this unusual composition of Bologna. Oh, by the way, this Bologna caught the heart of my how can I say, the man who obliged me to do this, the handsome one. That is his own town. So he's now going over there. And that creates, now passing by, we have now, most people will try to think what is this photograph of.
il muro del pianto degli ebrei.
That is per grazia ricevuta. You know, in Italy, in every poor country, vabbè, me l'hai saputo, Benedetta. Ci sono i rimpatriati qui che non lo sanno.
ILO vuole un assistente. Vuole un assistente.
Particularly in the war days, and even in most part of Italy, when our churches, when the son goes to the army, goes to the war, goes away, they go to the church, Gesù, fammi tornare indietro, mio figlio, così sposa mia sorella, e things like that. And allora they bring a little thank you.
ILO, quello dov'è?
Questo qui a Roma.
A Roma.
Adesso non c'è più perché e qui it is day and night, and you can see even the candles in daylight. So that is something that belongs to a past that doesn't belong anymore to us. It is a great pity because in those days there was a lot of love. Nowadays we haven't got that lot of love. It is only how beautiful you are, how much money you have, then we get married.
No black
This
eyes.
is also in Viwers. That is a market day in Viwers. Just one of those things caught in a hurry. Then, that is my native town, San Daniele del Friuli. That every Wednesday we have all the circondario coming to the market. Very colorful, very nice. You can buy things like in the supermarket, let's say, at a very good price. And with a bicycle. And that is also 1948. Now they come with the 40 series. And then with the snow, it is also in my town. It was a winter day, that's maybe the 50 or something, and that was the public square, but with the snow, nobody goes out. But I was very lucky to catch this young boy pushing the car. Then all at once he fell, and I had the camera. 1, 2, 3, click. Those are the pictures that are there. You can do nothing about it. That is, instead this old lady, everybody knew her in town because she had all these cages of birds. Now she's dead now. And it was a characteristic corner. And in the summer, it was like a picture postcard. Now that is gone, finito. All these things in past, past history. Found out that I done the first passport, little bit crooked. He says, my son, from tomorrow you start taking passport photograph. Yes, sir. I was a guest. Now this with the horses, this is a very unusual photograph, very unusual place. I was in Arabia, I was there for 8 years. And then one day, I was a photographer then, also there. One day, an American chief, American boss came and he said, there is a buyer of horses from America who wants to buy Arabian horses, but he wants to have some photographs. So they came to me and said, would you like to come? So, by having the official permission to go to the Minister of Justice, Bin Jului, one of the biggest pieces. Matter of fact, this Bin Jului was a Minister of Justice, and he used to do justice by himself. When sometimes people came, he didn't spend much wording, he'd take the sword, so it was, if I wanted to scare some Arab, you would say, if you don't shut up, or if you don't do it, I'll tell Bin Jului. Anyhow, that to give you a background. So we went there with the American attaché, and we went to the palace. And it was evening, it was Ramadan. And the entrance of the palace was a huge place. Then, even interesting, where the Piazza d'Armi, where when you go into a public place, you put all your guns in a rastrelliera, how do you say it?
Rack.
Correct. So when I got up, it was already sunset. My heart stopped. I have to do like that because the rack was filled up with swords, all swords, no guns, gold, silver, all. And I said, my goodness, if I put it up like this, where in the hell can I ever do it? But So we went up and my eyes were going back like that. It is still in my mind like yesterday. So we went up to the room of the audience. Even there, they always have square rooms and everybody sits with the back to the wall. There is always someone behind. And the old man was in the corner over there. Because he says, you're married, we would like, if you stay the night, to give you a woman for the night. So my eyes turned to me, yeah, the same person said, no, I am not married. So he says, but you're leaving in the afternoon. So, but if the next time you come, you will have a woman for the night. For about a year, I was dreaming about having a woman for the night, and I Now, oh yes, this is Danny Jubel. Jubel in those days was just a little town of fishermen. I went there always with Fred because it was forbidden to take photographs in Arabia. It was forbidden to go around. It was forbidden everything. It is whistling. I'm not whistling, but I'm not hearing. So I said, how can I move about? First of all, you cannot take photographs. This was like the old days when the people used to live in the palafit. You know palafit? And then came the età moderna. And we have in those days New York. So in 3 photographs, we have the 3 cycles of life in the world.
Nella storia c'è fotografo.
It doesn't rain too much.
Very good.
Now we pass on to the this is for fun. This is a fun. This the wedding couple, I did the wedding and then we were going away. So I told to the husband, pick her up like you take her away, because in those days they had mini skirts and you should never lose a chance. And it is a good photograph, everybody's laughing. And he's still decent. Now this one is in Fort Vittoria. When the Alitalia first aeroplane arrived in Salisbury in '57, there were 2 men from RBC, from television. So he joined them to go around the country to take pictures and movies. So he got to Fort Vittoria and he went to catch a train to go to Queque. And then walking there in the station, I saw a group of people, but not as much like that. So I stood to the door while I was waiting. Wait. And vengono avanti signori, avanti. The man was playing, but then they were looking. So I stood there and I waited. Then I saw this man, he was talking, raising up to put something on, and I clicked the camera, and that gives you the feeling. He was still looking at me, he was still looking at me, he has forgotten because the music was what he was interested in. So each figure tells you a story. But to appreciate the book, you must know how to read. If you don't know how to read, you will never appreciate the book.
It's natural light. How did you do for the light? Because
Chico flash.
okay.
Yes, I had the flash.
Okay.
I had the flash. So days I was officially taking pictures from Italia where they moved so they could put them. Matter of fact, in Italy, the next 2 days later they saw me on television because among the teams they caught me taking photographs. So when I arrived, I wrote a letter that says, we saw you in the television in Italy, I didn't even know about it. Anyhow, this is also, when I arrived in July to the Rollers and Thunders, so a couple of friends said, we go for a few days on the Zambezi. So I said, fine. Anybody used to come to say to me, we go, I close the shop and I go. And we have a little hut nearby the river. And the fire has been there about 3 years, 3 days. But early in the morning, I used to get up early, very cold. And I went around with the camera and I spotted this one from far away. And I walked slowly, and I waited. And that is like emblematic of Zimbabwe, Rhodesia, Africa. Everything is Africa. And nobody's looking at the camera because there was, I think, one figure here that was not very good and I cut it. So your eye is centered. You can feel the water doing click, 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 isn't it? So that is not the biggest, the beautiful, the expensive camera. It is you that you put your heart with your camera and then you get it. That also there, of the man smoking a cigarette, that is taken in Kariba. If I have, after 1 year or two that I was in Rhodesia, I was fed up. I wanted to go back to Italy, but Implicit employed me to take pictures of the construction of the Kariba, and so therefore I carried on. And that is taking one of the tunnels that is also taken with the face. That is also, it expressed the powerfulness of the work in the theater. Matter of fact, in those days, I was so much taken by Kariba construction, they obliged me to stay. Then I said, if by chance one day I still stay in this part of the world and I maybe get married, I will get married in the little church of Kariba. So one day when we decided to get married, I told her, we are going to Kariba. So we hired a bus, and everybody invited, if you love me, you travel 200 kilometers back and forth. Then we had the whole crowd singing in Shona in the church, and that is why I'm still here. Then Piccolini comes, and you carry on. This is also a lovely, this is the old Zimbabwe coming out. Alive. That is also, I use the, look, the little creature, doesn't matter what happened. It is love and the face of the suffering of the life, the Zambezi. And it is something that you look at and you can feel it in one moment or the other in life. It did happen or it might happen to you. Doesn't matter color, doesn't matter creed, doesn't matter where you come from. That is motherhood. Ah, c'è ancora?
Ancora là.
Publicity place, they give me the map. And then I start walking. As a matter of fact, I was in Georgia and I was a guest of a colonel of the Marines that used to be with me in Saudi Arabia. And when he left, he used to be a very good friend of me. Very young, very handsome. And he used to like very much the young ladies also. And he says, if one day you come to America, look me up. So one day it was about Christmas, he was in New York. I decided to ring him and say Merry Christmas. Matter of fact, by the 28th of December, somebody met me on the subway in New York and he asked me where I was coming from. Because I was traveling, I had my Arabian, had camera, all this paraphernalia around. And I said, I'm from Saudi Arabia. They said, do you want to wait $50? I said, my goodness, $50? It is 5 extra days in New York. Because there is a firm that every day or so many days a week, they sponsor one man in the street to tell a story for $50. So, right away, $50, scusa, eh? Mind you, the YMC cost me $10 only. So I thought it was 5 extra days. So I rang him Merry Christmas. I said, ILO, you're here. Oh, don't you ever think to stay and spend Christmas in New York. Get on the first bus and come to Albany, Georgia, deep south. So I said, what am I to do? Oh, never, never. So I said, so I gave up the $50 of the television. I got on the first bus and I arrived there. When I arrived there, there was a crowd because he was in charge of the town. They had the headquarters of the Marines, so everything was there. So there were all his friends, all the crowds, all the people. My buddy come from Saudi Arabia. Television, newspaper, click, click, click. He took me home. There must be here also a cutting of the paper. When they came to interview, they say to me, how long are you staying in Albany? I said, as long until the colonel kicks me out. So, when I decided a few days, he says, you bloody mad. Now everybody will think I kick you out. So I was there for about a month. And then I make some exhibition. He was a powerful man at the time. He called, have you ever seen Gone with the Wind? You know, try to imagine. One hour he says, we are going to have one night in such and such a house with a big person, and all the artists in the vicinity will come. Because he was a big place. I used to exhibit my pictures and give lectures. I never charge a penny, I told you before. When they say to me, why don't you charge? Because I want to meet people. So people meet me to the houses. So I had free dinners and free suppers. And I met people, you met them in the house. You know how they dress, how they do, the kitchen, the children, the cats, the dogs. If you go to the street, you see nothing. You have to put things. So when I got there, that night, you can imagine it, the river flowing, the evening, when we got there, all the columns of the old America, and all this crowd, all people connected with newspaper, etc. And I was trapped. I used to have with me my ring, my scarf, my pirate outfit. And so I had to give a lecture with the photographs, and I told the story about Arabia. It was like to be Gone with the Wind in 1958. 58? No, 54. So this camera brought me into places that otherwise I would never be. So that was a picture I took there, and that is another picture I took with those two, and I was walking and I saw about a kilometer away this old lady outside, a little shack with these little hands. And I said, my goodness, my heart stopped until I got there and I photographed. Then I was walking another place and I saw this man. And I said, what is man doing? He's the rent collector. So I came close and I took a picture. A rent collector, the poor old lady, and the fat one over here. So each one has really a story. And that woman is the owner of these hands. The owner of these hands. Both of them are speaking. That is saying, if you can put, doesn't matter what you do, if you put love, if you put soul, if you put something, it reflects in what you do. And here was the last one. Now I have about 6,000 photographs. Now you got to think that I worked for about 2 months only searching from 6,000 negatives and making all about a couple thousand contact rates, and then the Bosphorus. You know, in Constantinople, you take the bus with the tourists, they go between here to the end, where the Bosphorus ended up on the Mar of the Marmara. And for tourists, when I got there, I said, you go here, I go there. And I saw a board, forbidden to go on top, forbidden to take photographs. So the camera went quick. If it is forbidden, you got to do it. If not, if you fool do it. When I got on top of it, there was really nearly nothing important, because in the Marmara Channel there were the iron gates, so gates cannot go through. I took a photograph, that would mean a thing. But if they caught me there, buongiorno. So when I came back, the bus man says, I even have lunch. Says, everybody back to Constantinople. There is another name also, Constantinople, no? Huh? Istanbul, Istanbul. And I said to the driver, you can go, I stay here. He says, what you doing? I'll walk back. He says, you bloody mad, it's 24 kilometers. He says, what? You know, on the way to the Bosphorus, I saw beautiful things from the top of the bus. So I said, I must do them. So I started walking, click, click, click. One of those was this one. I mean, if you don't walk, you don't see this one. You see zoom, zoom. 24 kilometers. But to me, I didn't even know. That is everything. And this is a page. You can write a story, you can write a book, you can play music, you can do anything. You can call Charles Dickens back to read his books and everything. And that is a page of the old 800 world.
Where is it?
That is in my town, but it doesn't matter. It is a secret garden. Every child at one time in life has dreamed of a secret something.
There's supposed to be a nice villa behind there.
That it was the villa of the Conti. You know, in the old days, the Conti were the bosses of the town. They owned buildings and people. And that is also, I did this because that is a very unusual boat. How do you call it, timone? I do not know.
Rudder.
Huh?
A rudder.
A rudder. And that these things don't exist anymore. And the other one is also all history. That is Caffè Centrale. Now, every town in Italy has a Caffè Centrale, in one way or the other. And that is also with the women, with the little staffetti made by the locals. Then everybody goes to Venice. The gondola, the bridges, this and that. So I saw these three young people looking down a well in Venice, and that is Venice. I mean, there are also people trying to see what is in the bottom of the bloody well. Then everybody goes to Spain, all toros, all the women dancing flamenco. And then I went in a place and I saw the old man ventilating himself like a typical Spaniard. It is still Spaniard. So in poor words, I told you more or less what these pictures are. Thank you very much. Sorry if I take more time to what you would have expected. The point is, when I start talking, my wife says you never stop.
That is nice. Very nice.
Grazie per essere venuti. Now we have to drink some more wine, some more pizza.
Grazie.
Va via?
Grazie.
Benedetta, per me è stato un grande piacere,
E per voi ascoltare.
soprattutto noi della Dante Alighieri, che non abbiamo avuto tanto tempo da spendere ultimamente, ma abbiamo tanto fatto per la Dante Alighieri. È bene che questo tocco sia dovuto e pervenuto dalla Dante Alighieri. That's all. Tutto lì.
ILO? Magic. Congratulations.
Grazie. What do you offer? Thank you. And a piece of pizza. Ah, this is my son-in-law. He's double, my son. And this is my daughter, Michelle.
You're going to see
Behind the
it.
camera.
Can't have a father-in-law like you.
We don't
Can't have a father-in-law like
I've
you.
learned now which side to be
Well,
on.
the bigger the shadow, the more is the light, or vice versa. So you got to fight for this day. But it is better than to have a grey day.
Anna, I just want to say on behalf of the society, thank you very much for taking us for such a very interesting round. I was here 2 nights ago at the official opening of this very successful manifestation, which in fact I believe that illustrates 2/3 of your life. You as an artist. There were here hundreds of people, 500, 600, 700 people. 700 people. We actually couldn't walk here. We couldn't go from one room to another. All these people, they couldn't all fit outside to listen to the ambassador talk and your talk and everything. But it was just too many people. I went around and looked at the photographs, and the photographs were just photos. It's only after those 2 hours needed that you dedicate to us that each photo comes alive, because you give them the life. That otherwise, you know, us people, we can just look at it and say technically looks good, but you made them come alive. You told us what is behind the photograph. It's very, very nice. On behalf of the society, I must thank you for this very interesting talk, this very, very, very interesting tour. Speaking to yourself and the directors of the gallery, I know, I was told this is going to be very successful, and I'm very pleased because I didn't think, like you didn't think, that this was going to be successful. And I am very glad, and I think you deserve. ILO, thanks
to everybody. Well, we chose such a cold night.
Yeah.
Cold night to come only for this particular which is very, I feel this is very personal, and I feel my heart very much warmed.
Thank you, best of luck. Thank you.
Ciao, Enzo.
Un po'. Poi andiamo a casa. Diego.